60-0 after an hour. I'm guessing it's something that you didn't quite see coming last week. Have you been able to put your finger on what went wrong? Obviously, you didn't have a lot of ball in the first half, but then after half time, it just sort of seemed like everything Country tried kept sticking.
Yeah, it did. It probably didn't identify just something individually that went wrong. There was probably a combination of things there, but they certainly got us on the hop, and it was a tricky corner to get out of. But I think on the back end of the result, we've identified a couple of things this week, and they're just simple things, which is what we've worked on throughout the week, and I'm sure we'll rectify it.
Was there many positives to pull out? Obviously, scored 4 tries in the last 20 minutes, but do you take much out of a game like that, or do you just sort of shuffle it and start again for the following week?
Yeah, there were some positives, and I think the biggest one was the contribution that the bench gave us when they came on, and it was pleasing to see that these guys were given an opportunity, and they finished the game off the way they did was excellent.
Shuffled the changes this week. I'd imagine part of that was probably player management, but Jared Butler and Joe Powell and those guys have had a fairly long season already.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just giving those players a little bit of a breather. And as I said, on the back end of last weekend, the guys that get a start this week performed exceptionally well when they came on. So.
In that first half, you really struggled to get out of the half. Was that kicking? How much is that to do with kicking? How much to do with conditions? And have you swapped around this week to accommodate for that?
No, I don't think it had anything to do with an individual's kicking. Country played very smart. It was a tricky corner to get out of. It was a pretty strong breeze over that side of the field, and there were a couple of little handling errors, execution issues there where we probably should have just cleared our C and D zones and let ourselves down there.
Yeah, is it just getting used to the style of NRC? Kind of, do we play on here? Do we just play it safer, kind of thing?
Yeah, and I think it's an open playbook. And if the guys see an opportunity to have a go, then we certainly encourage that. But game management, there are times when you just got to tighten things up and just get out of your area after you've been defending for so long.
And then Robbie into 10 this week. What are your sort of thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I mean, Nick Juice last weekend I thought played a reasonable game, and it was a tricky half, that first half for him as an inside back to control that game. And Robbie coming in at 10 obviously has experience there, and he's got like Nick does, but he's got a very clear understanding of how we want to play. So.
Yeah, and does that have any knock-on effect for the side backs?
I don't think so. All these guys have trained and played a lot together throughout this year. So.
Nice. What's the message you're trying to get out to them at 30-0 half time, and then they very quickly put 2 or 3 tries on again, and so suddenly it is 52, 60-0. What's the message you're trying to get out there at that point? What can you say to them to try and, just somehow get into the game? Yeah, so what Wayne at half time spoke about that it was only 4 tries, although it's 30 points with the scoring system the way it is. It was only 4 tries, and we believe that that the breeze that did play a part in that game, that we certainly could have scored 4 tries in the second half, which we did. It was just unfortunate that. Again, soon out of half time, they did pile on some tries again. Have you seen a game get away that quickly?
No.
It was just extraordinary.
It was, yeah. And I mean, the good thing is that the players in the change room straight away were saying, I haven't been a part of a game like that, so it's good. Well, it's not good, but it's the way they bounced out of it pretty quickly was, I suppose, pleasing.
Yeah. Grand final replay, obviously, so. It won't be must win, but it's a pretty important game.
It is an important game.
It is only a 7-week season too.
That's right. Yeah, it's in a tournament like the NRC. It is important to bounce back very quickly and get a win. Consecutive losses, you do find yourself down the wrong end of the table pretty quickly. And on the other hand, consecutive wins, you're up. You will be at the pointy end of the table. So, so far this week, bouncing out of that performance last week, it's been fantastic.
Where do you see the game won this
The
weekend?
set piece in NRC is very important, and I'm sure the coaches there this week, we've identified a couple of things there. Ball control on the back end of last week, and just their execution's got to be a lot better. And I've got no doubt if we control possession and territory that we'll perform well again.
And for you personally, stepping up from club rugby to NRC, how have you found transitioning?
Yeah, no, it's, I've had a little bit of experience at NRC before up in Brisbane, but it's for coaches as well. It's good for development as well as players, and I've really enjoyed working here under Dan McKellar and Wayne, and alongside Adam. So I've really enjoyed it so far.
Have any of McKellar's bad swearing habits rubbed off on anyone?
No, he's been very clean, I must say, and I've known Dan for a while, and he's good to work with.